Let me know if it's working properly. Hello friends, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I think I'm live. I think I've got everything set up. Welcome to the first of what I hope will be a weekly live stream event, or a daily live stream event for a week at least. We're gonna test out how this works. I'm going to try to stream from 5 p.m. Central Standard Time until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for a whole week starting tonight, and we're gonna see how it works. I do have a bit of an issue with my shoulder that kind of stops me from streaming for an extended period of time because I need frequent breaks, but we're gonna see if we can make it work at least. And I'm going to be doing my solo self-found Berserker character here. So I played it a little bit since I did it on live stream. Right now I'm just actually leveling it as a Cycloner. I do hope to make it a Frostblades character at some point. And I am attempting to... yeah, it looks like I'm all ready to start leveling up some Frostblades here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the library. I'm going to purchase a few Frostblades. Get 6 of them. And see how it works. Is the live stream... yep, it looks like it's up. Cool. Cool, cool. Alright. So, gonna purchase a few Frostblades. Throw those in the weapons swap. And we're just gonna level up as Cyclone for now, but we'll swap back at some point. Hey, how's it going, Steven? Thanks for stopping in, dude. Oh, actually, I was just thinking of you. So, we were watching some Netflix this last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I'm not really sure at this point, but we were watching some Netflix, and a show caught my interest. Yeah, it's been a while. And it was a German show, and it's called Dark. And I saw a preview for season 2, and I thought it was right up my alley. I checked it out, and it's a pretty cool time travel show. Nope, not an anime, actually. It's a live action. It's about time travel. It's a really tightly written, really good series. I was very surprised how good it was. Hey, how's it going, Emilio? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. Also marathoned Stranger Things season 3, which I liked more than season. I liked it more than season 2, but not as much as season 1. So it's pretty good, pretty good. But Dark, way better in my opinion than Stranger Things. The last show that I enjoyed as much as Dark was Legion on FX. Danish show about viral rain. Oh, is it called Rain? I think I saw that one. It's on my watch list. Yeah, I liked I liked season 3 a little bit better. Yeah, or The Rain, something like that. I was definite. Ooh, leveling up all those Frostblades already. But yeah, we're just gonna have a nice casual level up, or a nice casual experience here. Look at all these gems leveling, and take it nice and easy. This is solo self-found. I got sick of playing the economy game. We'll be checking out Dark. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's really good. First of all, I love hard sci-fi time travel stuff. That is absolutely one of my favorite genres. So yeah, that was immediately the draw, and I couldn't believe how tightly written it was. Like, the plot points are so intricate, and the characters are so interesting, and everything kind of like leads into itself. It kind of has a similar setup to Stranger Things in that it follows multiple groups of people and in things that are kind of loosely related, but they all kind of come together in a plot that turns out like everything was all related all along and is some part of some grander plot. Really nice. Hey, how's it going, J-Stream? Or J-Steam? Appreciate that, man. Good luck from the UK. I'm pretty good. How are you, Robert? Thanks for stopping in, dude. How am I leeching mana? I am leeching mana with the... kill this guy first. I am leeching mana with the Pain Reaver. Now, Crave the Slaughter's a lot faster for leveling, but I just really like the convenience of using a Mana Leech instead. and the life leech, of course, as well, since I'm not picking up a life leech all that early. I could get the life leech from the one-hander nodes in between Duelist and Marauder, but I think for now I'm just gonna hold on to this, and I'm gonna do some other stuff. Got a good anime for me. I actually liked I liked the premise of Seven Seeds. I watched the first 3 episodes, but I thought it was really disjointed and poorly paced, honestly. Like, I really liked the premise. I love a post-apocalyptic show. But the pacing wasn't very good for me, honestly. And it might get better later on, but for the first 2 or 3 episodes, I don't remember how many I watched. I just wasn't enjoying that. Yeah. Yeah, so the writing just seemed a little bad. I liked the character designs, I liked the premise, but yeah, I just couldn't get behind the writing. It just felt really weirdly paced, and there was a lot of exposition in it that seemed a little bit too much and a little bit unnatural, which was weird. Like, people would just stop and explain their motivations in the middle of some sort of random, like, they're being chased on the beach or something, and they stop and just explain their motivations for no reason. It was really weird. I don't know, man. So maybe I'll go back and finish it, but there's a couple of anime airing this season that I really want to watch. Is the music a little bit too loud, or can you guys hear me all right? Let me know if you can do that. But currently airing this season, there's Vinland Saga, which is a dark fantasy, or it's a dark history. It's kind of in the style of Berserk, but it's about Vikings. And there's Dr. Stone, which is another post-apocalypse manga, and it's a really well-received manga, and like I said, I'm a big post-apocalypse fan, so okay, cool. I definitely want to check out JoJo at some point. It just looks cool stylistically, but there's so much JoJo. I think I might just start with doing just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, see how I like that. And if I do end up liking it, then maybe I'll check out all of the other stuff. I mean, I'm familiar with all the memes. Just being around the internet, you get exposed to a lot of JoJo memes. Just naturally. Hey, Lebo, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I'll probably check it out. Newbie to PoE, struggling with the league mechanics since Bestiary League. Well, that was a pretty complicated one to jump in, and then actually, this is the most simple league mechanic, I think, out of all of them. You just kind of, you know, break the guys out and kill the dudes. So I always avoid the league mechanic. Honestly speaking, if you're gonna really get involved with the league mechanic, this is definitely the league to do it. Oh, yeah, I always got the feeling that JoJo is pretty tongue-in-cheek. Like, it's supposed to be, I think, a little bit of a parody of Battle Shonen while also still being a true Battle Shonen. So it kind of toes the line, and I don't know, I haven't seen it. I'm just, this is just the impression that I get, I guess. But I always got the impression that it was kind of supposed to be a parody of that kind of show, while also being a pretty good example of that show. So I'll give it a shot. I'll probably watch Bizarre Adventure, see how it goes. Hey. You're welcome. Thanks, Emilio. Yeah, I've just been testing a lot of things out, trying to get a hold on, because a lot of people were complaining about the intro, but you know, I'm really used to doing it. I did over 800 videos on my other channel with the Hello Friends intro, and I've done most of my videos on this channel, and it just didn't feel right not doing it. So I'm definitely bringing it back. If some people don't like it, you know, hey, maybe my content's not for them, or they can ignore it. It's like 3 seconds, so, you know, they can deal with that. Gets me in the mood for making a video. I've been trying all sorts of different stuff, trying to see if I can make my content a little more compelling, but I think I've got a little bit of an identity crisis going on. Like, I don't really have a go-to format anymore, so, and maybe that's okay, but I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere doing all this experimentation. So for now, I'm going to be doing a lot of live streaming, maybe a few videos here and there. And then when I go back to making videos more regularly, which will be probably when the Flashback League starts, assuming we have a Flashback League again this league. I'll probably go back to videos more similar to my old stuff, maybe a little bit more tightly edited. Hey, Vitor, thank you, man. Hello, how's it going, dude? Yeah. Seems like you're doing pretty well in terms of subscribers. Yeah. I've been slowing down a little bit lately, but it is mid-league, and, you know, a lot of people have kind of lost interest in this current league since it's been going on for, what, like a month and a half now? So, kind of just the interim part right now. Hopefully it speeds back up. I ended up getting like 1,100 subs in a month, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. And hopefully I can recapture that next time too. Hey, awesome. Yeah, you know, Diablo was really fun and it had its time, but I don't think it quite has the sticking power that Path of Exile does. You know, the last update Diablo 3 had was the Necromancer one. That was ages ago now, and they just don't seem to update their game as much. PoE has new stuff coming out all the time, so yeah. It's much more engaging if you ask me. I mean, I've been playing it now for, what? I don't even know, like 5-6 years at this point? Maybe longer than that. Current build for both Standard and Legion is a Marauder Chieftain Fire Cyclone. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a Chieftain build, and I just haven't gone through with it yet. I really like the Chieftain's new setup. I like the way that Chieftain's Ascendancy is set up. And I'd like to make a Chieftain build here soon. But I decided I wanted to do a Berserker on the solo self-found because I think it's a little bit better for the very first character just because you get so much free damage from Berserker. So it's a lot easier to get into the end game, start farming high-tier weapons, that kind of thing, so I can set up for my second character. But yeah. As far as the league mechanic goes, if you're afraid to step into a new league mechanic, this one's the one to do it. It doesn't require a lot of investment. You can just wait until you get 100 of the stones and put them together. Just try a 2 Legion battle by the end of game. It's pretty fun. Alright, sounds good, dude. I'm thinking about doing some MTG content here, but I'm gonna have to build up some cards. I have some leftover wild cards, so I might be able to make a deck. We'll have to see. How am I getting decks for leveling Frostblades? Well, I just got these Frostblades, so I might have to go ahead and pick up a dex node, because honestly, right now I have a fairly low amount of decks, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Because right now my requirement for these is only 58, and I have 84 decks. So yeah, hopefully that'll be okay for a little bit. But I'll definitely need to pick up more decks here. I am going to head over towards this area. I'm going to pick up the Blade Dancer for the additional range on my weapons. So that'll get me like 20 more. Boros Feather. Is that expensive? Because I have basically 0 rare wild cards. So that'll be a little bit difficult for you. Or for me, rather. I have like 2 mythic wild cards, no rare wild cards, and like 40 uncommons and something like that. Yeah. Yeah, send me some deck archetypes on Discord, preferably ones that are pretty heavy in commons or uncommons, or ones you know that I already have. Like, I know that rotation is coming soon. Cyclone added fire, faster attack, cast while channeling. Oh, okay, Firestorm, interesting. Okay. So you have flammability linked with that, or... Oh, you know what's gonna be better than that probably, Robert? If you can get a Namahu's Axe, rather than having to do cast when channeling, you can actually get the little flame orbs that are attached with it that actually scale off the same kind of stuff Cyclone does, is because they count as melee damage. And you can actually get those scaling instead, and it's probably going to be a little bit better than Firestorm. Cast when channeling. Okay, so they are building a MTG Arena Eternal format? That's interesting. I'm trying... It's hard to track down all the different things on the all of the different icons and read chat at the same time. But you know, it's good that I'm not dying reading chat. I feel pretty confident to that. Season pass. Yeah, I was trying to earn enough gems to get that so I could get a bunch of free packs, but I don't really have the interest to play Magic every day anymore, so I don't know if that pass would be worthwhile for me. Even playing every 3 days, sometimes I'm just not feeling it, you know? Okay. Pain Reaver looks nice for leveling. Yeah, Pain Reaver is pretty decent for leveling, to be sure. Okay. Okay, you're not max leveled out. Yeah, because Namahu's is quite good for that. It's probably one of the better Chieftain starter axes you can get if you're gonna go like some sort of Cyclone Chieftain. Hey, well thanks for stopping by, dude. Hey, and Steven's gone, but the wall is here. How's it going, the wall? Thanks for stopping in, my dude. Just talking about, I am thinking about getting back into making some MTG content, but I'm going to need some nice and cheap, very common and heavy, or very heavy on commons and uncommons decks to get me started out. Because currently I have like my green-red aggro deck, which works okay, but you know, if I'm gonna make content, I'm gonna need more than one deck, so. And something that is relatively cheap. But yeah, if you and Steven want to send me some decks that you might have, I can get started on that. Ooh, got a Calm Sign. Must have gotten that from an incubator that I got. Yeah, so I'm currently leveling with Pain Reaver, but Crave the Slaughter will definitely increase your leveling speed. I am running the Rage support just because it's really convenient. Also, I can use Berserk, which I don't know if I'm actually running Berserk. I'm not even sure where to get Berserk, to be honest. Where is that? Yeah, so I'm running Cyclone, Fortify, Melee Fizz, and Rage. And then I'm leveling Pulverize and Impale for my 3rd and 4th. Obviously, if I switch to Frostblades, I'm not going to use Impale. But I might spec into Impale temporarily and then kind of spec out of it when I get that. Man, I have 2 levels I didn't even know. Alright, so we're going to pick up some decks now. We're going to head over to Blade Dancer. We might go all the way over to Honed Edge. Because we might need the accuracy later on. Maybe we'll just hold off on that until we drop below 100% chance to hit. Okay. So you're just going to go... Are you doing full fire conversion on the Cyclone? Or are you doing Avatar of Fire for that? Because could do that. You could also use there are some other conversion methods, but the easiest way to get the full fire conversion is you could do Avatar of Fire. That could be pretty good. And there's some other options, I believe, on the tree, like, oh, that's just extra fire. And I think this is, yeah, that's only for fire spells. Okay, full fire conversion. Yeah, that seems like the way to go. Especially, you know, with the, I mean, let's see, cast when channeling at max, what, casts like 4 times per second? Or, I'm not really sure. I haven't used a cast when channeling spell in a while. I was thinking about doing a full physical cast while channeling Bladefall, Blade, Vortex Cyclone character, and just scaling a bunch of physical damage, regular physical damage, but I kinda got out of that idea. It just seems like a regular Cyclone build with would be a little bit better. It'd probably be pretty cool, but I worry about my frames. You may be able to hear my computer in the background. It works pretty hard just to keep things going. So I remember when I tried to do a regular Poet's Pen build, it would crash my it would sometimes blue screen my computer just with all of the graphics on the screen all at once. So I'm a little afraid to do anything too crazy as far as that goes. I don't think my computer could handle it. Mostly for a regular build, yeah, even right now my frames are only about like 16 frames per second. That's not very... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I keep 60. We're good. That's the frame time. We are good. But I'm a little bit afraid to do like some crazy cast when channeling or cast on crit build, just because I'm terrified that it'll crash my computer. Especially when I'm trying to do filming or whatnot, because, well, that's a lot of extra effort down the drain if I lose the footage on that, so... Gotta keep it a little bit more standard. Did I just walk through these guys, not noticing them? Alright. I'm gonna try to pick up some more music. If there are any video games you guys are interested in hearing some remixes of the music of, I don't have any Zelda songs, so I'll probably get some Zelda songs, maybe maybe a good Tetris remix in there. Some more Final Fantasy ones. I think I only have like 2 Final Fantasy ones, and there's a lot of good Final Fantasy music out there. I have a pretty limited library currently. I think I have like 20 songs that I'm playing. Alright, let's see. Get anything good from these. I should probably be picking up more stuff since I'm solo self-found. I'm so used to barely picking up any loot that I always forget that I actually need to gear myself and not just, you know, gear myself at the end with currency. So should probably be picking up anything that could potentially be an upgrade. Definitely not used to that. Got some boots. We'll try those. See if we can get anything good out of this. Well, I mean, ideally, you would have it as a 6-link anyway and just put your Cyclone, all of your Cyclone links on there, so get a full 6-link Cyclone. Because it'll scale off the same stuff, and then you don't have to have 2 6-links. But if you already have a 6-link body armor set up, I think you can just scale like, I think it's just the same kind of stuff. I think the Namahu's projectiles scale just like the Molten Strike balls do. So you can just put like added fire, melee physical. I could be wrong though, because I've never actually done that build myself. But I do think that's the way it works. Maybe I'll have to look into that. Because I do think that Namahu's Cyclone Chieftain is a really nice league starter. So we'll, especially for something like hardcore, because of the powerful defensive mechanics of Chieftain, the fire damage taken or physical damage taken as fire could be really nice against the Legion mobs, especially considering you can actually craft more of that onto a helmet and then overcap your fire resist, either get 77 or as much as 81 potentially, if you want to run a Purity of Fire. Seems a little bit overkill, but might be worth it for survivability in hardcore, for instance. But yeah, I think you would do it. You would basically set it up the same way as you would a Molten Strike, except without any kind of like faster attacks, Ancestor's Call, and that kind of thing. Melee Splash. I don't think people use Melee Splash and Molten Strike. I think they just used Ancestral Calls, Multi-Strike, maybe faster attacks. But you would just use your regular like scaling, like Melee Physical, maybe Fortify, that kind of thing. I don't think any kind of projectile scaling would really work. It might work, but I'm not really sure. You know, one day I'll do that, and then I'll have a more definitive answer for you. A lot of times for these builds, I just kind of try things out, and then shoot from the hip, and I guess I end up buying a lot of regret orbs, respecking things a lot, but usually works out okay. Let's see. The Butcher Sword, don't want to use a two-hander particularly. Ideally, at the end of this, I'll be using 2 one-handed rapiers, so Hook Sword could potentially be an upgrade. I don't even know why I'm... I don't know why I'm doing all this stuff. I'm probably over-leveled at this point. Yeah, I'm over-leveled. Just skip through, do the mini bosses up here, do the bosses. I suppose I could put that down. The little overcapped here. Grab these sacred life flasks. Move some stuff over. That. Do some inventory feng shui. I should probably be hitting these guys just to make it so that my rage stacks don't deteriorate. Alright. The bad thing about being over leveled is that it kind of reduces your experience a little bit. So if you're too over leveled, you just flat out get less experience. If you're only slightly over leveled, it doesn't matter that much. But spending too much time in the lower zones, as the zones progress in monster level, they give more experience. So the less time you spend in low level zones and the more time you spend in higher level zones, the better. So if you're over leveled, it usually means you're spending too much time in those lower level zones. And that time could be more efficiently spent in higher level zones. It's not that big of a deal. And in solo self-found, I feel less inclined to care about it just because, oh, it's got some life, got some resistance. It's probably better than something that I have. Let's see, lightning resistance. All right, that is better than that. And this is probably better than that, but this has fire resistance, so I guess I'll keep it. Ooh, hey, look at that, 69 to 147. Ah, 69, that's the sex number, nice. Alright, cool, got a nice sword here. Yeah, so it's just a little bit better to be moving on a little bit faster if you can. Damage over time, black, that's not very good. And see what we got here. Gotta start our unique collection. So I definitely wanna max quality this. See, oh, it's even got crit multi. Look at that. Look at that beautiful sword. Alright. Let's see if we can go back and craft something onto it. Make it a little bit better. Get some attack speed. We'll get some attack speed on there. Alright. And need to mess around with the links a little bit. So this one, 35 to 64 with 1.45. So this one's a little bit better than this one. So we will see if we can replace this. I only need 2 of these linked. Alright, got a 3 link right away, and perfect. Do I have another red socket to throw my Ancestral Protector into? I'm definitely gonna use that, never mind. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to color this to red, red, green. Oh, maybe. There you go. Alright, cool. Got there. Alright, so DPS from 3199 to 3828. So over 700 DPS gained on that. It's a pretty hefty upgrade. Feels good. I'll be having 2 6-socket 6-link setup with my body armor and the other Namahu's Flame. Okay. Okay. Yeah, optimally, I guess if you're going to have it set up that way and you want to have all of your damage come from the Namahu's and the Flame Burst, then it's definitely going to be okay to have them in 2 different 6-sockets, because technically you gain, or a 6-socket and a 6-link. Because you'll technically gain a little bit of extra damage that way. But yeah. I didn't even summon my little dude here. Put that there. Go to the belly of the beast. I don't think there are any things from the gem quest that we need right away. So go ahead and ignore that. Just go back and pick it up next time we're in town. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna mostly ignore everything from here on out. We're just about the level we need, so I'll probably still do the legions, even though we're kind of slow at the moment, can't really efficiently... Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure we can get Berserk. So we should go do that for sure. This. Try to pick up as many of the symbols as you can. Get a gem. Alright, cool. Put this up. Got a superior vitality. 2 orbs of fusing right there. Pretty good. Alright, cool. Yeah, and we should definitely be picking up 100% the jewelry. Here's Poacher Mark. Oh, it's an Unearth. Would it be nicer to run a 2-handed axe or 2 one-handed axes? I think the damage potential is a lot higher for 2 one-handed, but gearing is a lot easier for 1 2-handed. You also have the option of running 2 6-links, although I think Cyclone has high enough single target damage and AoE that you don't need to necessarily worry about that. So, yeah, here I am killing everything again. I'll kill the blue packs, but I'll probably just jump over everything else for the most part. Just met my favorite PoE, not a Behind Eyes Gaming. Hey! Not a cockroach. That's what they call me. That's one of my favorite lines. I have a lot of lines. The Dominus line, when the Templar meets Dominus. The Endless Miles and Mountains one is really good. And then the I almost used that in when I was best man at my brother's wedding, but I decided to cut it out. I'm like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't use a Path of Exile line in my best of man speech. But I was thinking about it. And then I love being called not a cockroach. It's very endearing somehow. You know, you have this kind of otherworldly being, this more than human being, ancient civilization, calling you not a cockroach. That's a very high compliment, if you ask me. PoE's got some really memorable lines. The first time, some of the lines you get from Piety when she sacrifices herself to kill Malachi here at the end of Act 4. Really, really good. Very, very good line. Oh yeah. But yeah, I really like the Templar Dominus line. I don't know if it's still in the game. I usually play with the voices on low because I'll watch podcasts a lot of the time when I play. So I'm not 100% sure if it's still in there, but if it is, primo line. Excellent. But yeah, to answer the question, two-handed are generally a little bit easier to gear. Also, two-handers have more AoE because their starting weapon range is, I believe, 13. Whereas one-handers only have a starting weapon range of 11, except for the pointy, the rapier type ones, the crit multi one-handed swords. What are those called again? Do you know? What are the crit multi one-handed swords called? Rapiers? Okay. I thought they had a specific classification. That wasn't rapier for some reason. If your item filters sounds, you can have your favorite lines. Oh man, that's a really smart idea. I never thought about that. Man, I usually just go for the never sync loot filter and use the default sounds for that. My girlfriend Jessica always custom makes her loot filter with a bunch of meme sounds, but I'm pretty lazy, so I don't bother customizing it. But yeah, having some cool voice lines for your loot filter sound would be pretty nice. I never even considered that. That's a good call. I think I might get around to custom making a loot filter. Yeah. Alright, get to start getting our Blade Dancer here. Get some good DPS, a little bit more weapon range. Go kill Malachi. I like Malachi. I love Act 4 so much. When they added that, I was super happy with this whole setup. I particularly like Duresso's Dream. I'm a big fan of that, just atmosphere-wise. Here I am killing everything. Completely unnecessary. Alright. See if we can catch up a little bit. I mean, I'm not in a hurry. I don't need to power level, but I just like to be at least pretty efficient. Okay. I will look for that because that sounds awesome. Actually, let's go ahead and see if they give Berserk from this quest. I don't really remember what they give, but Berserk is a really nice kind of DPS boost. Brutality. Oh yeah, Brutality. I believe we are all physical damage, except for 1 to 5 lightning damage. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take Brutality. We can replace melee physical for now. And man, I'm gonna craft some new gloves, or see if I can craft some new gloves, because I can't put any red sockets on these and I need more red sockets. So we'll go ahead and do a little bit of crafting here. See if I have any essences. Yeah, we can use this. Give us some fire resist. Alright. Here, grab some gloves. Teak. See if we can get a... Actually... Go ahead and pump this up. Alright, 34 life, not bad. We'll lose a little bit of physical damage, but don't really need it that much at least. And 2 red, perfect. Alright, so let's drop the melee fizz. I like rage because I like the movement speed you get from rage. You get 10% extra movement speed, which is really nice for leveling. So probably the best budget builds would be mono red aggro and mono blue tempo. I mean, I still have a mono red aggro deck, so could potentially do that. Get rid of those. Man, I'm really bad at my inventory management today. I haven't actually played much. I had a pool party, not yesterday, but the day before, so I didn't really play much then. I didn't play at all yesterday. I was so exhausted from the pool party. My legs still really hurt. I'm super out of shape at the moment. Been playing too many video games. But yeah, I still have a mono red deck, so we could potentially make that work. Mono blue tempo. Is mono blue tempo still a thing, like in its previous incarnation, or is it a completely different deck now? Ahead and slowly stand in all 3 curses like a real smart person. There you go. Alright, it's a good we're on a good track if we can stand in triple curse against Duedre. Duedre. Yeah, come to think of it, all of my favorite actual player character... Okay, so it looks like there's no symbols in this one, which kind of sucks, but I've went through the trouble of breaking them free. I may as well see if I can get any splinters out of the deal. Probably not. I know they can drop... Excuse me. I know they can drop splinters at this level, but... Oh, there you go. Got a splinter. Definitely worth my time and effort. Hey! The D-Gen decks. Wait, what's the D-Gen deck? Oh, okay, that's what burn is. I see what you mean. Okay. Alright, so I'll have to see how much those decks have changed to see if it's worthwhile to me, but... Alright, let's take down Act 4 and move on. Gotta... some... nicotine in me. Keep myself going with that. Okay, yeah. Send me the link to a good mono blue tempo and a up-to-date mono red deck, and I'll see if I have the cards or if I can easily get the cards to build those. And then I will I'll use those and hopefully build some stuff up. Oh, hang on, I got you. Let's see. Add moderator. There. Now you can post a link. Although you can just post that in yeah, you're not blue on this channel, or you weren't until just now. Hey. I actually only had 3 moderators before this. Ah. Yeah, your time's come to an end, Steven. Sorry, man. Sorry. You're back to it. I got you. Oh yeah, it's the unofficial official channel song. I've actually stopped using the intro just because it's a magic intro. I'm gonna see if Jessica would make another opening animation for Path of Exile and also a new UI for this. I'll have to like measure out the Path of Exile thing and figure out how to do that, because I know there are a lot of UIs that I could download or pay for, but Jessica's a... Yeah, do we have the same screen dimensions? Okay. Yeah, I'm playing on a weird TV though. There you go. Thank you for that. Appreciate that, dude. By the way, if anyone wants to get into the Discord, you can do so either by pledging to Patreon. Only $1 for 1 month will get you into the Discord for life. And if you want to also just support me through YouTube, you can become a channel member, and that's like $5 a month. But I also have the link to the Discord through that. So yeah. Those also help out the channel, and I would really appreciate it because it'll help me make more content. More comments. It'll help me more with comments too, because then I can commit all of my time to doing this, and then I can answer all of the many comments. Actually, they've been a little bit more manageable recently, but you know, I've been out and about, been busy. I need to get back to like setting aside like an hour a day just to answer comments. Hey, how's it going, Orlando? Thanks for stopping in, dude. All the way, what, like 1 or 2 time zones over there to the east? Thank you. Greetings from Wisconsin. You may notice my nice Wisconsin accent. The Midwestern, not quite Canadian, but almost. The Michigan folks sound a little bit more, or not Michigan, Minnesotan people sound a little bit more like that. I left the Discord because I got personal stuff to take care of. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I know how that is. Alright. Hey, Australia, that's a lot more time zones over. That's about as many time zones over as you can be, but thanks for stopping in. It's got to be, what, like 7 in the morning for you or something like that? Hey. Thanks for stopping in, dude. Appreciate that. Man, all over the place. Good A, if you were, from the land of the Ziggy D and Drop Bears, and the almost land of Grinding Gear Games. Just, I guess Australia is pretty big, so depending on where you are in Australia, you're probably not particularly close to New Zealand, but might be. 9 a.m.? Wow. Well, thanks for stopping in so early in the morning on a Tuesday, man. I'm bad with days, but appreciate that, dude. Got the, it's getting on towards 6 p.m. around here. Blue ring octopus? Yeah. Australia is nothing but terrifying, dangerous animals, from what I understand. Spiders the size of dinner plates. Dingoes. It's probably not all that bad. Oh, cassowaries are the scariest thing. Holy crap. Man, those things are spooky. Big old birdie boys. Alright. I don't even know when I got into Act 5 here. I haven't been paying too much attention. Get a nice little... Should probably check out the belts too. I've been leaving some jewelry on the ground, and in solo self-found, I definitely shouldn't be doing that. Symptoms include being sleepy, grumpy, drumpy. Only known treatment is sleep. Hey, thanks for stopping in, dude. Have a good night. Hope to see you. I'll be back tomorrow, so hopefully see you back then. And if not, you can always catch the rest of the stream. It'll be up as a replay on the YouTube channel. So appreciate you stopping by, Robert. Have a good night, man. All right. Get the Sephiroth theme playing back here. In day-to-day life, the most dangerous thing is probably a kangaroo. They jump in front of cars and they're all muscles. Yeah. Up north here in the US, you have deer, but the deer really vary in size. I used to live in Tennessee for a while, and they had the tiniest little deer. They were like cute little deer, and I'm like, if they'd hit your car, they were barely bigger than like a large dog. But the deer up here, if they hit your car is totaled. These things are huge. I mean, they're not moose huge, but they're very, very large. Northern deer are pretty scary. Yeah, moose are scary, dude. Those things are bigger than cars sometimes. Holy crap. We don't get moose around these parts, luckily, and we rarely get bears. We had one bear in the area one time, and it was a really big deal, but we have like coyotes, we have very large deer, not usually particularly aggressive, but you know, they're there. Kangas are roided out psychopaths. Yeah, those things are scary. They're pretty strong. Kangaroo Jack. Everything I know about kangaroos, I learned from Kangaroo Jack. I don't remember much about Kangaroo Jack, but I'm sure it taught me many valuable lessons. Oh, what am I wearing? Man, this belt is really terrible. Just gives me 24 physical damage. Go ahead and replace that, and we're res capped, so that's pretty good. Oof. Got a cheap construction. I got to do a little bit of stretching here, so ooh, got to keep my shoulder in line. Oh, there you go. All right, I feel better. Get a little tight. That's mostly the reason I don't stream very often, is because my right shoulder gets really tight and I have a hard time streaming for long times. The longer I stream, the more pain I'm in, basically, and it kind of wears me down a little bit. But if I keep stretching, it should be okay, I'm hoping. At least for like a 3 hours. All right. Keep it up. Steve keeping me updated with all of the good stuff. Nice gameplay. It's encouraging to try solo self-found. Yeah, I got really tired of just just worrying about the economy so much. You know, I just want to play the game and have a little bit of fun. And I think solo self-found is going to be the best way to do that, because, you know, basically all I was worried about when I was playing the regular trade league is how much currency I could make per hour, and then I would spend it all on builds that I'd play for like 2 days. And I'd be like, okay, I have like 10 exalts now, and then I would spend like most of that on a build that I didn't even like to play and I would give up on really quick. And it was just a cycle of doing that over and over again. I'm you know, I just want to play for fun. I just want to have fun playing PoE. Because I love this game. I do have fun playing it, but I got tired of the currency grind. Just judging how successful I was on how many exalts I was making got really boring. Posted a video of a kangaroo at a window. You should look up the video of a cassowary. I saw a video of a cassowary putting a hole in a windshield with its talon. Those things are like modern day raptors. Those things are scary. Are nice rather than the rodents in your area. Yeah, we get rodents, we get rats. Like the apartment we lived in 2 apartments ago was very prone to getting rats, and they would get inside the furniture and eat all the stuffing out of the furniture. They would get into, and we'd set out traps, and my brother's dog would kill them all the time. But there were just so many of them all the time. It was really obnoxious. We'd always hear scratching sounds coming from the living room, and there'd be a rat inside the armchair. And by the time we ended up moving the armchair, basically all the stuffing was eaten out of it. One rat even died from eating armchair stuffing. It just ate so much armchair stuffing that it died. So that was pretty obnoxious, to be honest. Multi-crit our food and other stuff. Yeah, they'll get into pantries. I remember they used to get into like boxes of cereal and that kind of stuff. It's pretty gross. Yeah, I'll check out that kangaroo video too. But I would rather deal with a lot of the other stuff. And we don't even, yeah, we're in a pretty good area in terms of wildlife. Like, there's only one variety of poisonous spider in our area. The brown recluse. Do we get black widows? Do we not get the recluses up here? Okay, so yeah, we get black widows, but that's it. And I haven't actually ever seen one, so I can't confirm that they actually exist up here. But yeah, we get, oh yeah, snakes. I guess snakes are pretty much the only particularly dangerous thing. Like, when I was in Boy Scouts, the only thing they ever taught me was to avoid rattlesnakes and how to identify rattlesnakes in terms of surviving in the wilderness. That and like poison ivy and that kind of thing. So it's not too bad up here for the most part. I think the cold, the frequent cold, up here we have both extreme temperatures. Like today it's like 94 degrees outside, and then in the winter it'll get down to like -30 sometimes. And we'll have our days over 100. I think we have the largest variance of temperatures in the country. Like, there's a much smaller temperature window in most of the country. But up in Wisconsin here, we get like 100-degree temperatures, and we get -30-degree temperatures and everything in between. It's very unpleasant. I don't think it's gotten that bad in quite a while. I think the lowest it got last winter was -18 or something like that. 20 below? Okay. Yeah, so it didn't get that bad, but it was pretty bad. You know, I like the cold personally. Even when we were going swimming, for me, 85 degrees is a little bit too hot. And I almost got a heat stroke actually out there. I was dying. I felt like I was going to be sick. But then as soon as the morning came around and it was 73 degrees out, I was like, this is comfortable pool weather for me. What's that in Celsius? Boy, I only know freedom units. I know 0 degrees is freezing in Celsius. So do you want to do a quick conversion, Jessica, while you're at that? -20 into Celsius. You can be my Jamie from the Joe Rogan show. Jessica, pull that up. In non-freedom units. -29 Celsius. Ooh. That sounds slightly worse, I guess. Ouch. Man. Yeah, so that's pretty cold. I don't know. It probably gets colder elsewhere, of course, but it's still pretty extreme for the continental US. Yeah. I mean, obviously I don't go outside in that weather unless I can help it. We do not actually have to shovel our own driveway where we currently live. Our landlord does it, so I basically never left the house when it got to that. But I also never leave the house if it's over 85 degrees out. So there's like a very comfortable in between like 40 degrees and 80 degrees that I'll leave the comfort of my temperature controlled home. That's about it. Letterkenny? I wasn't sure. That didn't look like it was necessarily my style of show, but it was hard to tell what it was about at all from the previews. So I don't know. Maybe it could be, I guess. But yeah, it definitely didn't look like my style of show just from what I saw of the previews. Boy, don't really notice that +1 weapon range too much. Still feels like we have a pretty short radius here. It's clerks for Hicks? Fair enough. Man, that's too real for me. There are too many Hicks around here, and I feel like watching shows about them. Like, I couldn't even watch Trailer Park Boys because although I found it funny for what I did watch, it was just a little bit too real for me, you know? We are in a very rural area, and sometimes it just feels a little too real. Okay. Alright. Well, maybe it might be worth it then. Might be worth checking out. Like, I find myself having a lot of trouble relating to the kinds of problems people in big cities have. But, like, on shows, yeah, on shows when people are talking about some of the problems they have, I'm like, that seems like a non-issue to me at all. Like, these just are not issues that we run into. I can't think of a good example right now, but there just ends up being a lot of things on your generic show about, like, city-faring folk that I end up not not being able to relate to in any way. But, yeah. I've never lived in a town with more than 50,000 people in it, so... And I grew up in a town with 1,000 people in it. Sort of good old boys, yeah. I'm sure the area I grew up in, where the largest town... In the county I grew up in, the largest town had 9,000 people. And most of the towns had in between like 600 and 2,000 people. So I'm sure it might be closer to that, just from the looks of it. But, you know, it was good times in its own kind of way. I love Clerks. I absolutely love Clerks. So, you know, one of my favorite comedy movies of all time. So I think maybe if you're describing it as a non-trashy Clerks for Hicks, I might actually like it. I know my brother likes it, but we have very different tastes when it comes to media. So I don't always take his recommendation to heart right away, but, you know, I might enjoy that. Having fun, doing work, and getting along? Yeah. Playing hockey on the convenience store roof, you know? Maybe sleeping with a dead, what was it, a dead guy in the bathroom on accident? Whoops, accidental necrophilia. These things happen. Let's see. You know my favorite Kevin Smith movie, though? Yeah, maybe it is Clerks, actually. Maybe it is Clerks.
When you think about it all.
Yeah, when I really think about it, it might be Clerks. I really liked that stupid, the Yoga Hosers one. Oh, it's definitely Tusk. Yeah, never mind. It's 100% Tusk. Clerks is great, but I like Tusk so much. Man. Yeah, it's gotta be Tusk. It's so ridiculous. It's like weird. It's somehow disturbing and comedic at the same time. It's fantastic. And then they had the song Tusk come on. Man, that was great. Yoga Hosers is good times, man. It's so over the top, so ridiculous. I love it. But yeah, Tusk. It's definitely Tusk, and then probably Clerks. But I do like Yoga Hosers. It's stupid, but I absolutely love it. Oh, I like Mallrats a lot too. That's true. I like a lot of Kevin Smith movies. Which one? Dogma? I like Dogma. I like Dogma a lot. Man, there are very few Kevin Smith movies that I just flat out don't like. What's that? Chasing Amy, yeah, I'm not crazy about Chasing Amy. Jay and Silent Bob, I could take it or leave it. The Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I know they're rebooting Jay and Silent Bob. I like Jay and Silent Bob as characters, but not in their standalone movie. I don't think they're like. I like them as the weird side characters that hang out at gas stations. You know, smoke some pot, try to hustle people, that kind of thing. But as the protagonists of their own story, I'm not a big fan of that. Personally. Yeah, that's fair. Overall, I think I like Kevin Smith as a director, as a filmmaker. Yeah. I think I like a lot more movies than I don't. Yeah. Yeah, Bob's an interesting character. He always just has one thing that he says, and it's either like, yeah, yeah. He's like the Aesop's fable, you know? He's that one moral at the end of the Aesop's fable, bringing everything together. But yeah, yeah, I like Bob as a side character. I like Jay as a side character, but I didn't particularly like their standalone movie, and I'm not super excited for the Jay and Silent Bob remake. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, Kevin Smith does good stuff. But yeah, if anybody hasn't seen Tusk, I don't even know if I should recommend it because it's so weird and niche. You guys will probably watch it and think I'm a little bit weird, but that's okay. I love it. I absolutely adore Tusk. I like those like over the top horror movies, and I like horror comedies, and it toes the line so well. Hey, thanks for stopping in, man. I watched the Clerks animated series. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. It was on Adult Swim for a while, I think. Yeah, I love it. I think you'd like it. You might not. I don't know. Depends how uncomfortable you are with body horror and how seriously you are willing to take it or not. So, maybe not. Yeah, maybe you're right. I just have the feeling that it's like one of those movies. I didn't know that was Johnny Depp in that movie. That's... Yeah. Okay, cool. Ooh, cool. This guy's such a pain in the ass, man. Leave me alone. Alright. And I hate this fight. Where did I miss... Do you get Berserk from the library quest? I can never remember. Hey, Steven... Oh, she's out. She's out of the room. I'll tell her when she gets back. I mean, she was in chat. You could have said hi. I guess she didn't say anything in chat. She's always here, always watching. My prime moderator, if you will. Man, kind of wanna watch some Kevin Smith movies now. Grab some beers. Actually, I'm probably done drinking for like at least a couple weeks because this last weekend I actually paced myself well, but I think I just overdid it in terms of the frequency lately, so I'm probably gonna keep the drinking a little bit restrained for a little bit. Back off it just a touch. Alright, let's see. Steven says hi. I think I'm gonna try to get back to Blade Master next. Man. Ooh. Let's see if I can actually get to 3 hours. These might end up turning out to be more like 2 hours, depending. But I'm definitely going to try. I'm going to try for 3 hours, do my best. My shoulder gets pretty rough after a little bit. But what's that? Yeah. Tomato and cucumber sandwich. Not really a sandwich, but, you know, more like a snack. I really feel like I need... Oh yeah, flesh and stone. We should probably get flesh and stone. Blood and sand. Is it not? I bet you... Hey, Emilio, how's it going, dude? Well, maybe it's for this. Maybe it's Act 3 or Act 4 reward. I really don't remember where you get it. Melody. All of this. Try Berserk. There it is. Alright. Gonna get Berserk. Ahead and throw that here. The war banner here. Alright. Back to business. Oof. Yeah, my hand's going numb already. Oof. Alright. What do we got for Quicksilvers? Is this... Yeah, this is the level 3 one. I could get a silver flask. Yeah, let's get a silver flask. We can get another Quicksilver a lot easier. Life, cast speed. On hit. Garbage. Gonna bother getting that yet. Alright. Looks like we didn't get anything particularly good there. Sell all of this. This one's got all res though. It's only 11 life. I'm gonna hold on to this just in case we don't get anything better after the reduction to our max resistances. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this here. We'll just run one Quicksilver. I'll dash this. And we'll put this over here just in case. Skill point. I suppose we could get Soul of Steel as well. At least for now. I do plan on getting a Lore Weave eventually on this character, just because I think Lore Weave is pretty nice on Frostblades. But it'll take a long time to get that on solo self-found, so it's probably worth getting Soul of Steel for the defensive utility until that point. But yeah, I'll grab that. I don't think I need it at the moment, but I might pick it up right after we kill Kitava. Or leading up to Kitava. How much? Yeah, we're just barely over, so the extra resistances will really help us, I think. I'm probably... Oh, I'm not over-leveled. Wow. I've been keeping a good pace. Just killing mostly what needs to be killed. Alright, just a little bit of self-promo since we're having a little bit of downtime now. Patreon.com/BehindEyesGaming. And yeah, join the channel if you want to as well, a little join button. Also, super chats are a great way to help out any creators, not just myself, but if you have other creators you follow on YouTube and they do live streams. I'm sure anyone would very much appreciate that. With better mate armor, endurance, which better mate? Okay, Endurance or Fortify. I mean, optimally, you'd want a little bit of all of them. So ideally, you could have Endurance, Charge Generation, Fortify Effect, and Armor stacking, but I think I prioritize Fortify first, and then Endurance charges, and then Armor stacking, but a good combination of all of them definitely is very, very good defensively, especially in the very high damage world of the Legions. These guys do an absolutely insane amount of physical damage, especially the Mariketh ones. So, yeah. I mean, I would go for... I'm probably not going to get that much Fortify effect. I might pick up this Fortify effect right here, but I'm definitely not going to stretch myself to Steadfast. Even though it has more overall Fortify effect, it doesn't have as much offensive ability. But I may pick up the other Fortify effect. And you can get Fortify effect... is it a fossil that gives it? I forget. I'm not going to talk about it until I remember what it is. But there is a way to get Fortify effect on a helmet through crafting. And I'll figure out what that is and get back to you at a later date. But... if you can get Fortify effect on a helmet as a bonus, that's really nice. Otherwise, you get additional Fortify effect just from the Fortify skill gem. 21 increased. Oh, that's just Fortify duration. Two-handers Axe Cyclone Slayer. Would dual wield be better? Not necessarily. It's a little bit. It is higher damage, but it's harder to harder to gear. So I would say that better isn't necessarily true. Eventually, just in terms of raw DPS, two one-handers is going to outpace it. Because if you can get a crazy high two crazy high DPS one-handers, then the more attack speed and more damage that you get from dual wielding is going to really, really stack up your damage. Dense armor. A dense fossil on armor helps, yeah, but you can't, you don't get life when you're crafting that on armor, I think. I mean, you can always craft it on, I suppose. But you can get some really high armor numbers, so... I don't know if I would necessarily... I think I'm just going to go grab the skill point like this real quick. But yeah, I would say to start off with, until you have a lot of currency, or you find or craft really good one-handers... do two-handers, and then you can respec into one-handers later on. Is usually a good way to go about it. The Fortify? Oh, okay, that's how you get the Fortify effect. Okay, awesome, dude. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so potentially you can get some extra Fortify effect that way. And there's not a lot of opportunity cost. Like I said, the downside to a dense fossil is that you're not going to have the built-in life. And of course, Fortify effect scales great with life because it reduces the amount of damage you take from hits. But yeah, I should be using Rage here. I should definitely look to craft a better... one of my weapons is pretty good, but one of them... The second weapon I have here is really starting to fall off DPS-wise, so if I don't find a better one here pretty soon, but definitely before I get to Kitava, I'm gonna try to craft a better one, if possible, because that sword is really pretty low DPS. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go to the Reliquary, pick up the skill point here. I'm gonna take a short vape and coffee break here. But if anybody has any questions, now that I'm concentrated 100% on the chat, feel free to ask them, and I will answer to them to the best ability. Try max block for Gladiator, both spell and attack, and like 18%, but the Malik, yeah. The problem is, even with max block, that one shot that hits you sometimes kills you. So if you don't have enough other mitigation, it can really be a problem. I believe one of their abilities is a damage over time physical effect, and having a lot of armor can help mitigate that. The on Fortify only mitigates hits, so damage over time effects don't really get affected by that, and that can be a really big problem. Ryan, what's it like living in the US? That is a good question. It's hard to answer because I've never lived anywhere else, and because the US is so big and each state is culturally pretty different. For instance, I've lived in 4 different states and they've all felt just a little bit different. Now, especially if you consider different regions, like living in the South and living in the Midwest is completely different. But mostly it's very hot in the summer, very cold in the winter. You know, are you like just generally speaking, it just seems normal for the most part. But it's normal for me. I don't know what it's like living elsewhere. So, glancing blows, max block dodge is viable. True, but you can't get dodge from. You can't really get dodge from the acrobatics because it'll give you 30% less chance to block, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. But dense fossils on armor, and then craft bench life. Hey, well, work was going okay, but I actually recently decided to quit my job again. So, yep. I'm currently in between work again. I keep doing that. I can't find a job that I particularly like. And so it's been, what ends up happening is I'll work for like in between 3 months and like a year and a half. And then I'll try to do something that isn't work to make money, like do YouTube. I did poker for a while. That was way back in the day. I've tried a bunch of different things. I tried getting in on a mortgage company type thing. Do you go to college? I went to college. I was actually going to be a linguist, and then I was going to be a Spanish teacher, but then I dropped out of it. So after about a year, I decided that I didn't want to do 6 years to become a Spanish teacher because I wasn't really driven to actually do that. What mod should I look for a wand for Essence during Contagion? Number 1, I keep getting distracted here, but number 1, the chaos damage over time, non-ailment chaos damage over time multiplier. Number 2, spell damage. You probably want a little bit of cast speed as well, and then chaos damage if you can get it. Got a helm with 40 cyclone damage. Hey, that's already pretty good, E-Boss. Scoured, then added fort effect. Nulled with minus fizz damage to nearby enemies and added life. Wow. Yeah, that's quite pricey. Man. But yeah, I'll probably not go back to college. One of the things about US college is that it is remarkably expensive, and the job market no longer guarantees that you'll be employed just because you went to college. And that's a big deal. So I have a lot of friends who are in their late 20s, early 30s, like most of the friends I grew up with, who went and got degrees and haven't been able to find, they've been out of college, a lot of them now, for in between 6 and 10 years, and they haven't been able to find careers in the field that they went to college for, and yet they're saddled with crippling debt. And I don't have college debt anymore because I only went for a year and then I ended up getting rid of it all. So that's a little bit of a problem, I think. So I don't really plan on going back. I would say that if you don't know what you're going to do and you live in the US, it's probably not really worthwhile to go to college. If you do know what to do, then you should definitely go to college because some things require specialized education. But if you have no idea what you're going to do, you might just spend like 4 to 6 years waffling around and then just owe a whole lot of money. That doesn't really seem worth it to me. You may as well just go to a vocational school or a tech college to get a 2-year degree at that point. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a little tough. Like I had a buddy who went to law school, and in order to get any kind of career in the field, he had to spend a large amount of time doing unpaid internships. And even then, he does have a job, an entry-level job at a law firm now, but it took him a lot of years to get there. Like, he had to work in telemarketing and a bunch of jobs that he was just really overqualified for, given his education, to keep up with the college debt he owed. And yeah, it's a weird situation to be in my opinion. So yeah, I would say I personally don't know what I would go get a degree for, so I'm not going to bother going back to college. I want to try to do something with media like YouTube, and if that fails, I'll figure something else out. I have a lot of marketing experience, so I can try to do something in marketing, maybe sales. I'd prefer not to do sales. I don't really enjoy it, but I'm really good at it, so, or I'm pretty good at it at least. I wouldn't say I'm really good at it, but I have a lot of experience in it, so you know, maybe I go back to that. We'll see. We will see how things work out, but basically I'm at the stage now where I'll, when I need to pay the bills, I will get a job for a period of time, save up some money, and then I'll try to do something else again. And for now, that's been YouTube. Have my other channel with over 800 videos, managed to sustain that for a little while. This last month, I made more than enough to pay my bills, but in between leagues, the problem is it spikes up, my views do, for about a month, and then they drop down for about a month and a half, and yeah, it's a little bit weird. Sales felt soul-sucking. I feel the same way. Every time I've done a sales job, I don't like it. I don't feel good doing it. I worked sales for a telecommunications company called CenturyLink, which is a telecommunications company in the Midwest. I don't even know if I should be talking about this. I don't think I signed any kind of an agreement or anything, but yeah, basically I felt icky all the time. You know, people would call in having problems with their bills, and I would try to sell them television. I would try to sell them extra internet, even though they would explicitly tell me that they didn't have the money even to pay their bill. I was supposed to try to sell them cell phones or television or internet, and I was good at it, but I hated it. I really didn't like it. I felt terrible all the time. Every night I went home and I just felt so tired and depressed, and I'd prefer not to go back to that. You know, maybe temporarily I have to go back to something like that just to try to do something that I actually like, but yeah. For now, we're trying the YouTube thing again. Like I said, last month I made barely enough. I would love to make enough to make a living, but I've got a Patreon. Hopefully I can get that going a little bit more again. I've got the membership. I am making a little bit of ad money. I'm 31 years old. And don't really always feel it, but after this last weekend of drinking, maybe I feel it a little bit more. But yep, I don't think I necessarily look like I'm 31, but definitely am. Yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of people say I look young for my age. I've always looked a little young for my age. I didn't start shaving until I was like 19. I had very much a baby face. And I've always looked pretty young for my age. I kept getting carded for the bars until very, very recently. Now I have a few gray hairs around my temple, which is what's keeping me doing. How you managed to get that? Yeah. For me, living a majority of my life doing what I like to do is more important than the end outcome of what I achieve in my life. So, you know, if I have to spend a lot of my life venturing out doing things I like, but not necessarily excuse me, not necessarily succeeding in them in the long term, I'll feel better about what I've done with my life that way than if I spend my entire life doing things miserable but end up with a better outcome, you know? Yeah. Well, I only started smoking lately, and it is just vaping, so theoretically it's not as bad for you. But yeah, I was a non-smoker for 30 years of my life, so I would occasionally smoke when I drank, like maybe once a month or something. Once or twice a month I would have 1 or 2 cigarettes, but for the most part I never really smoked. And I still don't like smoking cigarettes, but I do feel like I gradually became addicted to nicotine. I don't know. I just tried it and I like the taste of it, and I like the feeling of nicotine, but I always hate the taste of cigarettes. It wasn't the it wasn't necessarily the nicotine addiction that kept me away from cigarettes. It was the taste of cigarettes that kept me away from it, because it's a stimulant. I've been drinking caffeine all of my life. I wouldn't recommend people start vaping or start smoking, but I always liked the way nicotine made me feel when I drank, which is why I did occasionally have a cigarette when I drank, even though I hated it. But I really hated the taste of it, so it kept me from getting actually into smoking for years and years. But, as soon as they, yeah, that sucks, man. It happens, though. I mean, you gotta do what makes you happy. I read that vaping wasn't as bad for you, and if I do find out that it is, particularly or just as bad as smoking for you, then I'll cut back on it, or I'll stop entirely. I'm actually really good at quitting things cold turkey. I've been addicted to things before, some pretty bad things, and I was able to quit them pretty much cold turkey. My dad, the same thing. When he found out he had Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, and that smoking was making it worse, he walked out of the doctor's office, threw away the cigarettes. I mean, people say that it is, but I've read studies that show that it's the only way it's as bad for you is in the way that you get addicted to nicotine. In terms of the actual damage to your lungs, it's only like 5% as harmful as cigarettes or something. But there have only been a limited amount of studies that have shown that, because regular cigarettes have all the tar and everything and all the additives in them, whereas vaping does not have that. It just uses vegetable glycerin and nicotine. So, yeah. You could argue that it might end up turning out to be just as bad in terms of actually inhaling the vegetable glycerin. But yeah, of course, getting addicted to anything is bad news. And the risk of getting addicted to nicotine is much stronger, in my opinion, than it is with cigarettes, because you don't have the deterrent of the terrible taste. I'm a testament to that. Like, I was not getting addicted to cigarettes despite, smoking them occasionally when I drank for years. Like, people are like, oh, that's how I started. You're going to get addicted. I never did. But yeah, being able to quit things, if I find out it's negatively affecting my health, I'll just quit, because I'm able to do that. I know I'm able to do that. Like I said, my dad had been smoking for like 35 years. He walked right out of that doctor's office when he found out he had Hodgkin's lymphoma, threw away cigarettes, never touched them again. So, glycol? Can you verify that, Jessica? Oh, Robert Glade said that the vape juice has propylene glycol. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Is that... Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen any studies that have definitively proven. I feel like it might be bad for my teeth, though, because it is a sweetener and it's coating your teeth all the time. And I am genuinely concerned about that. I mean, smoking's bad for your teeth too, but I wouldn't be smoking anyway, so that's a moot point. Yeah. Yeah. I'm open. Like I said, it's not like I'm making the choice to do it because it feels less harmful and I enjoy the feeling that I get from it. But if I find studies that I find definitive enough, or if I see negative health consequences, I'll just stop. I will just stop. Because I think that I can. And, we will see. We will see. What games do you find yourself playing when you're not making PoE content? Currently, I'm looking forward to Borderlands 3. I play a lot of Fallout 4. Although I haven't played that lately. I plan on playing Wind Waker because we have a GameCube and Wind Waker, and I haven't played that in a long time. I play Magic the Gathering, of course, which is what I originally made content for. Okay. Well, I just took a nice Kitava sweep, and it didn't do much damage to me, so I think we're probably in the clear here in terms of doing that. Let's see, what other games do I play frequently? I mean, I'll play some World of Warcraft private servers sometimes. I do potentially plan on playing WoW Classic when it comes out. I think WoW Classic is a nice game to play. I originally played the vanilla WoW when it came out, and I had a lot of fun playing that game, honestly. So yeah, pretty much a lot of RPGs, and I like loot and shoots. So big fan of the Borderlands and Fallout. Now, I got Fallout 76, but it was so full of bugs I found it absolutely unplayable. I tried playing it when they said they fixed most of them, and I still ran into bugs pretty much non-stop. Oh, I haven't even had my war banner up this whole time. That's why I'm not doing that much damage. So, yeah. When I want to play Fallout, when I want to get my Fallout fix, I'll go play Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas, both of which I like very much. And I think that's about it. But, oh, the other game I'm looking forward to is Cyberpunk 2077. That one will be hopefully a lot of fun. Looks pretty good. I really enjoyed The Witcher 3. I haven't beaten it yet. I'd need to go back and beat that. I think I'll go back and beat that at some point. Maybe I'll do a live stream on my Twitch of a playthrough of that. But I don't really know if I am necessarily one for live streaming a story-based game. We'll have to see. We shall see. Alright, Kitava was pretty easy with this. We'll have to check out our resistances here, see if we need to tweak anything. Oh yeah, I didn't even craft a new sword. I meant to do that. But alright. Resistances aren't great. They aren't terrible either though. Go ahead and see if we can get some fixing done here. First of all, I'm going to look to see if I can craft a new sword. We don't have a lot of great crafting material here. But we can probably do better than what we have at least. So let's go ahead and check out Tarlay. 41. What level? 46. And this is 44. 1.2 attack speed isn't very good. If we wait one level, we can get an Elder Sword. We're gonna need green, green, blue. Toby. Oh, my cat. Toby. Hey, buddy. We got a visitor. Hi. Jumping up on my streaming setup. Well, I guess Toby wants my attention. Alright. Yeah, we'll go grab one level and then get ourselves a sword. I should probably also think about crafting myself a ring here, so let's see if we can just alch one. I guess maybe a coral ring will do. Hey! Maybe fear is the most common one of all. Even at your max endurance or getting adrenaline, fear is contagious. True. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna see if I can throw an elk on this. And 64 life, that's pretty good. I don't know if I can craft all resist onto this or not, but, you know, 64 life is a pretty solid roll at this point. It also has fizz damage, so see if we can get an all resist roll on that. And 5 to 8, it's not a lot, but maybe it'll help a little bit. And maybe we can do that. worse, that's for sure. 7, we'll take 7. That's fine. I'll see if I can make up some resistances elsewhere. I'll probably, hopefully I'll find a better belt here, but that'll be a little bit of a stopgap. I'll probably spend my next so many skill points on Soul of Steel. That'll give me 10 more, which will put me at, actually that'll be good. All right, Soul of Steel next. So we can get our resistances covered, have our max resist be a nice healthy number, and I'll wait until I'm level 47 and go craft another sword. I like not buying gear. I like crafting my own gear. There's something very satisfying about it. Get some sulfite here. Maybe I should start my delve at some point. Go do monolith real quick, see if we can. Got a chest here. Divination card box here. Body armor that I might not be able to. Nope. Yeah, our DPS is really lacking. We really need to look for another weapon here. Need to get that taken care of here. On a 4-link, we're probably gonna feel pretty big drop-offs on our damage at certain points. Gift. That's okay. We'll get it all sorted out. Be on a lookout for some Vol side areas if we can find them. See if we can get a corrupted. I think 6 links can start dropping here pretty soon, so we'll see about getting potentially a corrupted 6 link. I mean, it's a pretty long shot, but it is possible. Alright. Did you try Jug making his armor up to 50k with the Brass Dome? I have not. I have done a couple of Jugs, and they felt really good this league, just generally speaking. I really like Juggernaut as an Ascendancy. I've always liked a Juggernaut. And now that the tree near the Juggernaut is so much more interesting, I think it's still right up there in one of my favorite classes, but it's not quite as exciting as the reworked melee ascendancies, so I haven't been playing it. I still love Slayer. I think Slayer is my favorite, but I wouldn't mind doing a nice armor stacking Jug. I think I would be more prone to do it if I were to play hardcore. But I didn't really want to play hardcore because I wanted to be able to stream, and I have a short attention span, so I'm probably definitely gonna die while reading chat at some point. 1 raw X? Oh, man. I don't know. I feel like I've dropped a lot of raw X this league. I feel like I've gotten 6 or 7 raw X easily in Legion so far. Maybe up to 10. I'm not really sure. But yeah, 200 maps, only 1 raw X. I mean, but you should be able to sell your extra glaciers pretty easily if you have your tree, if you have your atlas shaped for it. So hopefully you're able to recoup the costs of that pretty easily, I think. Although, because everybody's doing Glacier, they might actually be a little bit too cheap. I don't know. I actually shaped my atlas for Glacier, but running Glaciers over and over again got so mind-numbingly boring that it sent me straight to Solo Southbound. I feel like 90% of the reason I came to Solo Southbound is I just got tired of all the same money-making things. Like, I was just running 3 army legions, selling my Mariketh, selling my Templar, farming. I'm not gonna fight this guy. What am I doing? I don't do any damage. Why am I fighting the bosses? In hopes that they'll drop a rare sword, maybe? We're still level 46, so we gotta get that 1 more level. Go ahead and pop in here and grab that. Actually, maybe we should have tried to get 47 there. That's okay. That is just fine. Can't find a decent sword soon. Simply craft it. Gonna have to take a stretch break here. I probably should have done it on the waypoint. Yeah, my shoulder is killing me. Yeah. Stupid old wrestling injury. When I was 12 years old. This. Pretty nice. Get some juicy loot, hopefully, from this. All right. Easy peasy. Man. If it's better enough, I might even use the axe. Nope. It's chrome. Alrighty. Make sure. I think I'm just gonna portal back and try to craft, and I'll just come back in the middle of the zone. Don't need to do it in any kind of reasonably sensical way. All right, 20 movement speed, 36 life, 28 life. What we got is better. Head and get rid of all of this stuff. Pop ourselves a incubator. Craft hopefully a better sword. Elder sword, or what do we got for Thorn Rapier? 34 compared to 47. Definitely gonna take this. Alright, we can almost certainly do better than what we had here. So let's that out. And we have any good essences for this? Not really. We could craft it with the belt strategy, but I think I'm just going to use Elks. I mean, it's not like we're saying, Chaos is still a valuable resource even in solo self-found. I'm going to try a couple of Scour Elks. Doesn't work out, well, we'll go for a different method. 5 to 9 physical. Not a very good roll, but it's something, I guess. It's still better than what we have. There you go. And we have an open prefix. I guess we can just craft some physical damage onto it. Call it good enough. Not the best. Not the best use of resources, probably, but it'll get us done. So currently we have 4,832 deeps. And with this, oh man. He's saying we don't have enough. Wow. Don't have enough alterations. Haven't been picking up enough rares, apparently. That sucks. Go ahead and sell this. I doubt it's going to be enough to get us there, but you know what? I have a good idea. We're going to earn ourselves some quick alterations and just port back and craft ourselves that sword, because I don't want to use the low level version. It won't stick as long. So I'm just going to pick up all of the rares that we get around here. I'll do the monolith real quick, fill up our inventory with rares hopefully, and see what happens from there. Yeah, I'm not even using my onslaught. Boy. Probably should have stretched well. Yeah. Here we are. Alright. Got an alteration, hey. Singular incubator. This is the unique one. Let's go Headhunter. I guess this ring is probably the least likely to be replaced anytime soon. And here we are with our thing, and I'll just go back to the hideout the next waypoint here. All right. Take all the rares. Go ahead and do the monolith farming. Yeah, I think I was gonna try to do 3 hours, but I think 2 hours might be my limit. I think I'm gonna beat the couple of bosses up here, and then call it a night, and be back the same time tomorrow night, hopefully. So do a little bit of self-promotion, the last bit. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out my Patreon, you can subscribe, you can like, you can do all that stuff, all that good stuff. Join the channel for $5 a month, helps me out a bunch. And if not, just watch my videos, watch my streams. I'd appreciate that too. All really helps me. Just a guy here trying to make it on YouTube, a small town guy in a big world, a big YouTube world. And yeah. Really appreciate all you guys, all the support and help that you give me. Man, yeah, we're pretty tanky. This guy doesn't do much. I don't think we've been in danger at any point. We could probably just go for more damage, which might be the better idea considering how little damage we're going, but we'll see how once we get an updated weapon, how that goes.
Hello, friends.
Hey!
Welcome behind
Whoa.
Gaming.
Well, it looks like I have a double Streamlabs alert going on here. Let me go ahead and fix that. But thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that, dude. Appreciate that very much. I thought I had my Streamlabs set up pretty well, but apparently I have it set up double. Should be fixed now, so... going forward. Alright. And we're gonna take this, finish up everything in town, get our sword fixed up here. Actually, we'll just go to our hideout. And see if we get any good gear, any upgrades. 67 life compared to 40 life. Well, plus strength, plus accuracy. We'll lose out on some lightning resist, which we actually need at the moment, so I don't think we can necessarily switch to that. Shame we can't use maces, really. Well, alright. Sell some of this stuff. Get up to the requisite shards. Some of your videos. Yeah. Well, I'll try to also keep putting up some videos. We will see if I have the ability to do both the live streams. I'm I'm gonna try to split my attention between two YouTube channels going forward. So I'm gonna kind of test my limits here as a content creator. Videos, live streams, videos on 2 channels and live streams, and we'll see how that works out. But hopefully it goes well. I haven't made magic videos in a very long time. So hopefully there's still some interest there. And yeah, try to keep up and do as many quality YouTube channels for PoE as I can. I have one coming up, a little bit of a preview on different ways of getting 6 links. So we'll see when I have to, or when I'm gonna do that one. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see. I've definitely burnt out on YouTube before, so I'm gonna be careful not to push myself so hard that I burn out. But yeah, we went up about 1,000 DPS from that upgrade. Feels pretty good. And that's the character for now. We're level 47, part the way through Act 6, and I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we can get pretty close to the end game by then. I didn't progress too much, but we're gonna just take it nice and easy. I'm gonna show you step by step how I gear once I get to end game. So if you're not really sure how to gear yourself up without excessive trading, when you get into end game, I'll show you everything I know about that. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.